Hi, it's Molly and welcome back to my channel. Welcome here if it's your first time. I am very excited to try on these 9 different under eye correctors. I have been seeking out a replacement for the Becca. I found almost a perfect replacement, but I wanted to share all of the correctors with you in case you're looking for something a little bit different. The format of this video is 2-minute speed reviews. I filmed them each on a different day, so on this side will always be the Becca so that you can have a side-by-side comparison if you also love the Becca. The new product will always be on this side and everything will be labeled on the bottom. Then I will put on concealer so that you can see how each different formula works with concealer. There are more photos on the blog at Girl Get Glamorous. There are timestamps underneath the video and there are product links to the exact products that I am showing you. Oh, and if you have not yet, please feel free to subscribe. I would love to have you here. And if you find this video helpful, I would love if you would give it a thumbs up, text it to a friend, whatever you want to do. All right, here we go. We're gonna start out the video with a tip on working with cream products. Cream formulas are so amazing for dark circle coverage and color correcting, but there is a learning curve, so I wanna share this tip with you so that you can get your best results if you choose a cream formula. Anytime you're working with a cream product, you are going to want to mix the product up so that you get better performance out of it. Mixing up cream products allows them to be softer and blend in with your skin more easily. So I definitely recommend doing this. Let me show you how. Today I'm going to be using this stainless steel spatula. These cost around $1. They are very affordable and they're great for mixing up cream products. You do need to make sure that your spatula is sanitized before you dip it into any product. What is essential for this step is to have around 70% isopropyl alcohol. I buy it in these big giant containers and I put it in a refillable spray bottle. You are going to take the top of the spatula, spray your alcohol, and then just wipe that down with a clean cloth or a Q-tip. Dig in your spatula and start to pick up that product and mix it back in. And at first, as you can see, it's really hard to do this. The product is really, really stiff. And then as you start to mix it up, you get this really, really nice soft cream product. Once it's all mixed up, you can see the difference here in how hard this part of the product is versus how soft and nice and creamy the rest of the product is. Grab your Q-tip that's also saturated with alcohol and clean that up. This is the Fenty Beauty Bright Fix. This is a color corrector that comes in 16 different shades. It's a liquid product and it contains 0.34 ounces of product. The Fenty Bright Fix retails for $25. I purchased shade Rose Quartz 01. This is the lightest shade, and to me this looked the most similar to the Becca corrector in light to medium. With the Fenty Beauty, even with a very, very gentle squeeze, a lot of product does come out. So I'm putting it on the back of my hand first. I'm just gonna grab a little bit. As you can see, the Fenty has a ton of pigment. What I like about the Fenty is that it is very, very brightening. As you can see, this under eye area, at least to me, looks super bright. The downside to the formula is that so much comes out with just one little light squeeze that you end up using a ton of product or wasting a ton of product. And the other downside is that it is a little bit dry looking. And I feel like for the under eye area personally, as I get older, I do like things to be a little bit more hydrating. This is the Saem Tip Concealer in shade Brightener. The Saem is a Korean brand and it's one of the most popular Korean concealers sold. This contains 1.6 ounces or 4.5 grams of product and it retails for $7. This is a liquid concealer. It comes in one shade. This is an opaque matte coverage brightener. One thing I really love about the Saem, this is the applicator next to a standard concealer wand. You can see how petite the Saem is. I do love the size of the wand, how compact it is and easy it makes it to get product in at the inner corner. I also love how compact this tube is and yet it still contains 0.16 ounces of product, which is a decent size. Most concealers are around 0.2 ounces of product, so they really do pack a full-size amount of product into a smaller wand that makes it easy to travel with. I also like how brightening the product is. I notice an immediate huge brightening. There's so much pigment and it really just does its job. It's great. And it plays with concealers well. I have tried it with a million different concealer formulas and it always looks nice. I do tend to wear it with more hydrating concealers because it does have a matte finish, and there are times where I've noticed if I pair it with a matte concealer, it can make the under eye area look a little bit dry. So I do try to pair this with a hydrating concealer, but overall, I think that this is a really great product. It's really affordable. If you're looking for something that's more matte and opaque, this is a great one. And as mentioned, $7. Oh, and the other thing I want to mention is that I have no skin irritation while I wear this product. So that is another pro. This is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser in shade 160 Brightener. This contains 0.2 ounces of product. It's a liquid formula and it retails for $10. The pros of the Maybelline are that it is incredibly brightening. I feel like every time I use this, I honestly look at myself and say, wow, because I cannot believe how much pigment there is and how much it really does correct those dark circles. Every time I use it, I'm just really impressed. I feel like it's a drugstore staple. It's just such an incredible formula. There's a ton of pigment and it looks amazing. The price you cannot beat. The cons for me are that I notice anytime I use a new tube of either the brightener or the concealer, the first 2 to 3 times I use the new tube, the skin underneath my eyes burns a little bit, and I don't know why. It does seem to go away eventually. It is so strange to me. The other con for me is that this sponge is really, really big. So as you can see, it's hard to really get in here and keep it precise at the inner corner. This is my old tube that I've been using for so long, and as you can see, I didn't want to show it to you because it's so embarrassing. The sponge looks absolutely disgusting here. But as you can see, as more product starts to come all around the sponge, it can get a little bit messy when you're applying it. That being said, that's a con I can deal with. I mean, neither of those are deal breakers for me. If I got continued burning sensation, I wouldn't be able to use this product. But interestingly enough, it's just the first few times. So for me, I just find this product to be such a fabulous brightener and it just gives such consistent results that I think it's a winner. This is the Bobbi Brown Corrector. This comes in 16 different shades. This shade is Porcelain Bisque. This is their lightest pink toned shade. It is a cream formula. It contains 0.05 ounces of product or 1.4 grams, and it retails for $29. The pros of the Bobbi Brown are that the cream coverage is excellent. It is really high coverage, very, very gentle on the skin under my eyes, and as you can see, just provides a ton of dark circle coverage. I think that this is a really nice option, and I reach for this when I want more of an overall matte makeup look, and I don't want a ton of illumination on my skin. And most of the time I do go for more glowy looks, but occasionally I do really love that more matted out look. I also just went to the East Coast, which is more humid, and I actually brought the Bobbi Brown with me, just knowing that my skin was already going to naturally have more of a glow being in the summer East Coast humidity, which I had forgotten about. Oh my word. So I brought this with me and I thought it performed really well over the course of the trip. One more pro is that I do like how it has a little mirror in here. I did end up using that when I was traveling. It was very convenient to make sure that everything was applied and blended easily. So really the only downside with the Bobbi Brown for me is the size. It's 1.4 grams of product. For comparison, the Becca corrector is 4.5 grams of product. So 1.4, 4.5. The Bobbi Brown is just much smaller. That being said, if you're comfortable with that price point, if you're comfortable with that cost per ounce, it's a really fabulous product. It really is a wonderful color corrector. And initially I thought that the Porcelain Bisque might be a little bit too light, but I look at it now and I really like how it looks. I think it's extremely brightening. I am going to try the extra light or the light bisque next just to check it out. I ordered this online and I'm curious to go in store and just see the color difference. But overall, really, really love this corrector. I can see why it is so popular. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Vanish in shade Fair. This is a cream product and it contains 0.08 ounces or 2.3 grams of product. It retails for $32 and it comes in 4 different shades. Once again, this is shade Fair. As you can see, the Charlotte Tilbury is much more of a peachy pink tone versus the Becca, which is more of a pink tone. So I wanted to show you these side by side as well so that you can really see the difference. I love this formula. The first time I tried the Charlotte Tilbury, I had not mixed it up yet. And the formula, as you saw at the beginning, is very, very stiff. And so I didn't love it the first time I tried it, and then I mixed it up and was so blown away by this formula. It's so smooth, creamy, pigmented. It has really nice opaque coverage and it does dry down. So it does not stay sticky or anything like that. The other pro with the Charlotte Tilbury is this has a mirror as well, which makes this great for travel. You don't think you're going to use this and then you end up just really using it to get precise coverage. The only downside for me with the Charlotte Tilbury is the same as the Bobbi Brown. It's $32 for 0.08 ounces or 2.5 grams. And again, the Becca is 4.5 grams for $32. So you're just not getting a crazy amount of product, but again, it's a really, really nice formula. So if you are comfortable with that price, this is a really, I think, beautiful formula. I really love the coverage on it. And that is that. Those are my full thoughts on the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Mud Color Corrector. It's a cream formula. This comes in 4 different shades. It contains 3.5 grams of product and it retails for $17. One thing that I love about the Mud Corrector is that you can pop this out and just purchase the replacement and hold on to this original compact. And I love how environmentally friendly that is. I love the idea of just changing out the product when you run out. I ordered the blue corrector in shade 2. This was a little bit deeper than I expected and a lot more peach toned than I expected. I do think that this shade is a little bit too deep for me. It's just the color's throwing me a little bit off. I do love how much coverage you get. You can really see the difference between this pinkier tone and this peach tone. I love how much coverage you get. I think it's really, really fantastic. I don't necessarily love this formula on myself. Just as a personal preference, I do feel like when I look at myself wearing this product, right around here, it just makes things look a little bit more tired, a little bit more not as fresh as I personally would want to have, even though I have the same amount of under eye creasing or wrinkles on both sides. I feel like with the illumination, it sort of helps diffuse the look. And on this side, it kind of makes things look a little bit heavier for some reason. So that's just my personal preference with this product. But I think that if you don't have as many fine lines and wrinkles and you're looking just for superior dark coverage, this is a really great product at a great price point. It just didn't work for me at age 40. So that is my conclusion on the makeup designery, the Mud. This is the Beautypie SuperLuminous Under Eye Genius Corrector in shade light to medium. This is a cream product and it contains 4 grams or 0.14 ounces of product. This is made in Italy. Beautypie is a website where you can either have a subscription that you pay for monthly or annually and then you get a discount on the products, or you can just purchase the product on its own. If you purchase this on its own, it comes out to $33. So almost the same price as the Becca. The light to medium shade is a really gorgeous pink tone. They also have a medium to deep shade. This is the Beautypie in light to medium, and this is the Becca corrector in light to medium. As you can see, they're very, very similar. The Beautypie is maybe just a touch more peach, but they are very, very, very close. And the texture is also incredibly similar. The Becca has 4.5 grams of product and the Beautypie has 4 grams. So 1.14 ounces and 0.16 ounces, both cream products. The pros of the Beautypie are that the cream formula is so incredibly soft. I barely have to mix this product up and it's ready to go. And that's so rare with cream products. Generally, you really do have to dig into the pan and mix things up to get the formula consistency correct, or where I want it to be. And with the Beautypie, almost immediately, it's soft, creamy, and you just need the smallest amount. You just tap your finger on the top to get this full dark circle coverage. In the pot, the Beautypie looks slightly more peach than the Becca, but you can see once I get them on, they're virtually identical. The color, the formula, it just blows my mind how close the Beautypie is to the Becca. It is, in my opinion, the perfect alternative, the perfect dupe. Whatever the kids are saying, this is the one for me. I think that it looks absolutely incredible. It's just such a fabulous formula. I absolutely love it from every angle. So let's put concealer on now so you can see it really is the same. This to me looks absolutely identical. I truly do not see a difference between either side. So let me know what you think. I'm curious if it looks the same to you too. I feel like it has to, right? But let me know. I think the only con for me is the membership pricing. To me, a membership is just a little bit confusing to have to pay a monthly or an annual fee to get a discount on the product. If you just want to buy a one-off, you can absolutely do that. As mentioned, it turns out to be the same price as the Becca. Overall, the Beautypie for me is the perfect alternative for the Becca. I love it. It's really comfortable. There's no irritation under my eyes. This is one that I will absolutely be repurchasing for years to come. I feel like all the Becca Under Eye Corrector fans, we can rejoice. This is the Milani Supercharged Under Eye Tint. This is shade Pink. This is a liquid formula and it contains 0.15 ounces of product or 14.5 grams. It retails for $9 and it comes in 3 different shades. It comes in pink, peach, and deep peach. What I love about the Milani Supercharged Tint, the first thing I love is that Milani products are so gentle for me. I tend to have skin that gets irritated very quickly, and especially for some reason with drugstore brands, but Milani has always been very gentle on my skin, and this product was also very gentle. The finish on this is one of the biggest pros for me. The illuminating finish is absolutely gorgeous. It's radiant and really does help to diffuse the look of dark circles by catching the light. To me, this is one of the closest illuminating finishes to the Becca Color Corrector. The con for me is that I do wish that there was more coverage. This is a very sheer product and the texture almost reminds me of a lightweight tinted moisturizer, which some people might love. But for me, I found that I have to apply 2 light layers of this if I want to get true dark circle coverage before I go in with concealer. I do wish that this just had a little bit more coverage, but I do love how lightweight it feels and how gentle it is under my eyes. What I have found works best with this is to either apply 2 light coats of the Supercharged and then 1 light layer of concealer, or 1 layer of the Milani and 2 layers of concealer. So I do really love this Supercharged Tint. It is great for those lighter makeup days for me. And you really cannot beat the price. $9 for this giant tube. This is Tatcha the Pearl. This is what they call a skincare and makeup hybrid. It's a cream formula, but it has a softer texture, almost a texture of an eye cream. This retails for $48 and it contains 0.4 ounces of product or 11.3 grams. It comes in 3 different shades. This is the shade Moonlight, which is their lightest shade. They said that this formula is based off of the water cream, so you can actually feel the formula transform and the water come out. It's so wild and so cool. One of the things that I don't like, I'm just gonna hop right into it with this one, is that the packaging is a little bit tricky. So see how like your hands hit this every time you try to get the lid on and off, and it's a small minor inconvenience. I just don't love this packaging, but I love the formula. So I want to show you that part. This is where it gets really cool. So you can watch this. Now I do use a separate eye cream. I don't know if you can see it, but as you're applying it, you can feel it transform and you can feel the moisture. It's pretty amazing. The coverage is decent. It's a little bit more light than the other cream products, but when it catches the light, the illumination really does a lot of the work. When I get up close, you can see what I mean about how it's a little bit less opaque than the Becca. I'm gonna do just a light second coat. You can see it transforming here. I'm not explaining this the right way. I just keep saying transform, but it's pretty cool that you can feel that moisture. So I do use a separate eye cream because I like to just really extend my eye cream out and my dark circles don't go down that far. So I also just like having that extra moisture. What is really amazing to me about this product is the amount of illumination that it provides. And I love the added hydration. As I mentioned with some of the other products, as I hit my late 30s, I really started to seek out products that provide extra moisture. And for this to be a skincare makeup hybrid really appealed to me. Let's put concealer down now so that you can see. And as you can see, it is a little bit more peach toned versus the pink tone of the Becca. And you can see that even though initially it's a little bit lighter in coverage than the Becca, once you get concealer on, I think it looks pretty similar. And one thing that I love is that it, like I mentioned, it just gives that extra layer of hydration before you put down concealer. So I love how it looks throughout here. When I'm smiling, I just feel like it makes your skin look really, really nice. I love the Becca too, but the Tatcha is just, that's a nice added bonus in my opinion. If you have under eye circles that are more blue or purple, then you are going to want to have a color corrector that is pink. And if your under eye circles are more brown or gray, then you are going to want to pick an under eye corrector that is more peach or salmon toned. From my elbow out to my wrist, first we have the Fenty in Rose Quartz, the Saem Brightener, the Maybelline Brightener, Bobbi Brown in Porcelain Bisque, and Bobbi Brown in Porcelain Peach. Charlotte Tilbury in Fair, Mud in shade 2, the Becca Corrector in light to medium, the Beautypie in light to medium, the Milani in Rose, and the Tatcha in Moonlight. You can see from the Fenty down here to the Mud, these are all opaque coverage with a more matte finish. And the Becca and the Beautypie have opaque coverage with an illuminating finish. And then we have the Milani and the Tatcha, which both are more sheer with a really gorgeous illuminating finish. So one more time, we have the Fenty, the Saem, Maybelline, Bobbi Brown in Porcelain Bisque, and Porcelain Peach. Charlotte Tilbury Fair, Mud 2, Becca in light to medium, Beautypie in light to medium, Milani in Rose, and Tatcha in Moonlight. Once again, we have the Becca in light to medium, the Beautypie in light to medium, Milani in shade 110, Rose, Tatcha in Moonlight, Fenty in Rose Quartz, the Saem Brightener, the Maybelline Brightener, Charlotte Tilbury in Fair, the Mud Color Corrector in shade 02, Bobbi Brown in Porcelain Bisque, and Bobbi Brown in Porcelain Peach. I hope that this video was helpful if you were on the hunt for a new under eye corrector. Let me know which one stood out to you and why, if you don't mind. I'm so curious. I love hearing why people pick the products that they pick. So let me know which one was your favorite. That is everything. Thank you again, and I will see you in the next video.